I'm Brom Wikstrom. I'm a painter. I lived here in Seattle all my life. The pieces in the Ballard collection are a series of 3 drawings. They all constitute the same scene, and that's looking north from Magnolia over Ballard, from a vantage point at the top of Dravis Hill. And it was a favorite spot when I was a kid. 2 of them are representational, and the other one is a much more simplified, abstracted version of the same. I like going back and forth with my subject matter and with my materials. So I had been doing a lot of painting, a lot of watercolor painting primarily. And so for these pieces, I worked on colored paper, which normally I'll work on a white or off-white paper, but I kind of wanted to see what it would look like working on colored paper. So I think 2 of them are on kind of orangish paper, and then the one that's more simplified, more abstract is on yellow paper. And instead of using watercolors, I used different kinds of pencils. And experimenting with different types of stuff, I found a particular pencil called a Stabilo. And it's designed where you can draw on anything. You write on glass or plastic or anything, but it gives a real nice, rich black. And so I used the texture of the paper, and of course black on yellow is a real striking contrast. So I was really pleased with the way it turned out. I took a couple years of commercial art in community college and got a nice job painting, doing sign work, displays and things like that. And that's what I was employed doing when I was in New Orleans, and that's where I dove into the Mississippi one hot July day and broke my neck and was paralyzed right away. I wasn't able to really go off and do the kind of artwork afterwards that I wanted to, having such limited hand function. And so I started holding the brush or pencil in my mouth, and it really took off for me. And you know, all the things I couldn't do, the one thing I could do was to, you know, stay in my studio and see what kind of images I could create. You know, for me, it was the support that I had. My father was an artist. I knew a lot of local artists, in fact, a number of artists that are represented in the Ballard collection. And so, you know, those people were all there to sort of help keep me encouraged and give me some inspiration when I really needed it. When I consider how my physical life changed when I had my injury, I was awfully glad I didn't spend years, you know, practicing the flamenco guitar or you know, something else that I couldn't do. But I think there is, you know, something that comes out in people. If they really want to bad enough, they'll find a way to express themselves, whether it's in music or art or dance or any other form. Dale Chihuly has this wonderful system that he works with a lot of other people under his direction. And I also have been doing some of that with my brother's an artist, other people that I work with to help me realize some of my ideas. So whether it's carting up my material to help me get to a location where I can do my paintings, or to, you know, have those things framed and ready to go for an exhibition. You know, I see a lot of similarities, and Dale Chihuly, for one, is a big inspiration to me. I grew up and went to Queen Anne High School, and so Ballard High School was our big rivals, you know. And at Queen Anne High School, we did murals and we did different sorts of arts projects, but they really did not have the foresight that Ballard High School has in acquiring and, you know, developing a wonderful collection of art. So my hat's off to Ballard High School. I thought they did a great job.
Well, Brom Wikstrom, I mean, again, we are so lucky to have been able to acquire his work. He's an internationally known artist. It brought him to the White House. He was hanging with Andy Warhol and Jamie Wyeth as the guest of the president, and he's exhibited extensively in Europe. Again, I don't want to use that word disabled because I don't think of him as disabled. He's a colossal success story. But those pieces are really important within the collection, partly for that reason, though, too, once the students realize.
I think it's really important to expose the students to art, just to sort of see what's out there, to realize that art isn't some sort of extra superficial, sort of thing that we get to see or that's used in advertising or not. It's a way for us to respond to life around us. It's a way for us to make sense of what's going on in the world today, to show them how important it is to develop kind of a vocabulary or a language that they can use to deal with struggles maybe in their personal lives or just in how they react and respond to the world around them. And we're so blessed to live in an area of the country that has so much natural beauty to it. And it's a constant source of inspiration just to go out your door and see how nature reveals itself.